Hey Aries, how are you doing? We're heading into, well actually I'm fresh from the battle. I've just been fighting with the phone service people over false charges on my account for 2 months. And so we're gonna head into war there. I'm an Aries sun and a Scorpio rising, but I have your cards laid out to start with, just to get some initial energies. I did this a couple nights ago and I've been letting it sift in my mind for a while. I tend to get messages just channeling directly through me. I don't see things because I have a dark mind. I can't actually visualize unless I get a lucid dream. So by and large, they get me to do psychic research. My guides, I work for Kali especially. I grew up in a Jesus home and I still love the guy, and I've done extensive research and digging to solve all of that. Still love him. And for all I know, he's here with us right now. But Kali showed up in my living room in October 2019, and I didn't know who she was for 8 months, and she scared the shit out of me, and that's how I know for sure it's her. This Aries is her sign. It is her star. Bharani is her nakshatra. Bharani is her star. It is Yama's, but it is also hers. And so strong with you, Aries, if you don't know that. We'll get into the nakshatras in your reading a bit as well. Probably I'll bring some astrology into it to interpret some of the cards. But I'll go over these cards in just a second, and then we'll set them up, and then we'll do a full tarot read. And the video will probably get chopped up into three segments just for time. But I just wanted to say, I know you love quick work, not in-depth work, and I've got about 350 pages or more here. I'm finishing up the first go-round of the Pink Spider Astrology journey through all the signs. We bring the nakshatras into it. We bring in every other kind of astrology into it as well. And the idea is to get you very comfortable with your chart, but also to correct the chart, to be scientific about everything, to research what is and what isn't, and to experience in real time what your guides and God want you to know about each house and each sign, as we can experience them. So I'm getting ready to relaunch April. The book will be ready. A new version of this book will be ready, and I'm going to do a walkthrough of this at the end. So there'll be about a half-hour walkthrough of the book. So I won't take up your time with it now. I know we want to get right into the read, but if that interests you at all, it'll be in the third part, and the video should link to the astrology. I've been doing a video series of it for the whole year, and so there are about 73 videos, I believe, because we're in Aries house right now, so I'm feeling the energy big time, and we've just got Sagittarius left to do. So I will sit down and I will get into this. Obviously we're looking at some pretty subtle energy here. There's only one thing that's had me questioning things for a while, is we've got this King of Pentacles sideways. Now this is my little animal energy. I work a lot with animals in one of my other careers right now, and see, there's a monarch mind control butterfly on there. I have 3 parrots in my life through my clients, and so I have conversations with actual parrots every Tuesday, and the elephant for memory. So I've had this deck for forever, before I ever knew I was going to be doing tarot, and it speaks out to me through animal energy. They tell me through these cards, animal spirit guides tell me whether or not there's any mind control or manipulation or any memory problems involved. Running off at the mouth here. So there is somebody with some kind of stuck thinking, right? There could be, and this King of Pentacles. So for me, I would put 10th house energy, and I would put it as Capricorn. But it doesn't have to be, right? It could be anybody that is stuck. And what I would say about Pentacles energy, there is the being very grounded aspect to it, being very much in the matrix world, but it's actually Earth energy needs credit with being the deepest magic, because it manifests, it pulls spirit into like when any of us, anytime we do something deep magic that makes a thing real and material, we're using earth energy to do that. So it's somebody who is very involved in manifesting, pulling together, rightly or wrongly, good or bad, we'll find out, some kind of magic, and it might not be defined by that person as magic for appearance sake, but the effects of it and the truth of it are magical. Yeah, the impact is energetic. So it's something along those lines that has to be brought into this, and we have that with the Two of Pentacles, which is that's what's in the reverse. So there's somebody without a choice. Something is being, or a 2 is becoming a 1. But if it's in reverse in this deck, it means that there's some level of, there is control, there is manipulation, there is, right? So for me, this seems, now this could be impacting the king, or the king could be impacting that. That's what I'm not sure about yet. But I like to talk about it before I'm sure, because then I pay it forward, you know what I'm saying? And what's interesting is then we do have this strength card with it. So 5th house energy, which has everything to do with ancestors once we get into the nakshatras. It also has to do with performance, of course. Stage is one symbol, like a theater stage is a symbol for one nakshatra. A mansion is another symbol, but we also are dealing with a certain level of anarchy at the beginning of Leo. And then we get into fiction energy and non-fiction energy. At the end of that, getting into Virgo season, we're tying into karma with father's money. So, I'm trying to think what else. The adult industry, all adult industries in this, yes. Mastering the 6 impulses. So there could be chakra issues here as well. Okay. I'm just got major arcana, so major divine timing at work here. And then I have the Aboriginal Spirit Oracle. Mel Brown is my favorite, and with her we have here Mother Goddess. So this was like, whoa, as soon as this came through. Mel's cards never pull a punch, so and we've got some deep root chakra coloring going on there, right? So, and then we have the strong emphasis on yellow, right? This is Susan Shepherd's Phoenix deck. And this has to do with, now this is a Renaissance angel. This is based on a Raphael painting. She does past life work, or she did until she passed last April. But, well, she still does, I'm sure. Sometimes I get into arguments with her during these reads over her paragraphs, descriptions for her cards. But she does a planetary position for her cards. And I'm going to read for all the planet positions. Interestingly enough, she left Mars out. I don't know why, but we can add our own Mars in. But this, if past life doesn't mean anything to you, then we're talking either cultural influence, somebody's spirit guide from some other time, place. Yes. What else? There's usually another thing that I think of, and now I can't. So there's a reason for that. Okay, I won't get hung up on that. Yeah, there's either somebody coming through in that energy from that area, from that place, space-time, or there's something about that space-time that needs to be tapped into. Okay? I've got Wild Kuan Yin out here. We'll read her at the end. We'll get probably get 2 of those cards. And then I've got the Divine Doors here. We'll start with this one and I'll get 2 more doors. So what we have over here in Lenormand, we have the Tower reversed, which is a totally different tower from the Tarot Tower. And I'm going to change the focus, sorry. We have the Harvest, we have Reaping, what's left. You take what's left, you make the most of it. And we have the crossroads, the path. And what's interesting again, yeah, we have a knight and a queen. Okay. We have the 22, so that's a master number. And we have a 10 of completion. The Queen of Pentacles to match the King of Pentacles. Yes. The Queen at a crossroads. Now, this is always fixed, so it's not like this queen can never be at this crossroads. She always has to be at this crossroads. We do have the stability of a 4 there, though, and this master energy. But now, yeah, the completion and the 1. Somebody might be making the most of it. The Knight of Pentacles, slow mover. But again, this is all deep magic stuff. Deep magic stuff. And Virgo, like the Knight is Virgo for me. And Virgo is a Time Lord. Everything about Virgo is time, space sensitive. It's got that Mercury energy to it as well. Yeah, there's a lot of manifestation going on here. And so for this Tower reversed, which we have, the 19 gives us a 20, so it gives us the 2. 6 of Swords, safe passage. The Libra energy for me. But this Tower is about having one of 2 perspectives, or considering multiple perspectives. You could be at the top of the tower looking down, or you could be on the ground looking up. And it's asking you to look at a situation from more than one perspective. But it's in reverse. It's in reverse is what's so interesting. Now, it could mean that both people in oppositions in astrology, I mean, things need to work together. They need to succeed together if they're in opposition to each other. They can't succeed without the other. So both these people might need a change in perspective. Okay? We'll find out. We'll find out. So I'll get set up and get a few more doors, and we will see what else there is to say. Look at this. Right underneath, a commitment. The Ace of Wands, the 25, and the 7, a necessary transformation. Aries, the Ace of Wands is you. Very interesting. We'll keep that card as well. Okay, I just want to check one thing. I'm in Stellarium, the Stellarium app. I like Sky Safari as well. And where I am, we're still in daylight, so we've got this line up here. Everybody's pretty much in line. And what we've got going on right now, because these are the real placements, yes? You might very well be a Pisces, if we get the sidereal chart done, okay? But even the sidereal zodiac isn't correct, because the zodiac can't be accurate and be every sign equal 30 degrees, right? So I created an uneven zodiac based on monitoring through that book that I'm doing, monitoring when the sun hits the midpoint between each constellation. So here we have Mars and Venus, this energy, this strength energy between this king and this queen. They're right next to each other over here in Sagittarius. Venus has been doing a lot of work in Sagittarius in 9th house. And then we've got Mercury getting strong into, I'll put this down in a second. But yeah, the heart. Mercury's in, so our mind. Mine's right in the heart of Capricornus. And Saturn's heading out. Saturn, we've got this overlap. Sun's right in the gut of Aquarius. So triggers and instincts are right around being very you, being completely yourself in all your uniqueness and your non-conformities, right? Okay, that's where we're at for now. Alrighty. So let's check this. Well, no. Oh, right. Oh, okay. Am I in focus? Yes. Now I have a blue door right underneath. Okay, so somebody is coming through from... This blue is a sign to me. It's a signal to me. There are only 3 blue doors in this deck. It's a sign to me that somebody is communicating from the other. They're being part of this. Somebody you lost too soon, or... Yeah, typically, like I work a lot with people who have been murdered and suffered violent deaths, and they communicate to me through this blue. It could be somebody that passed in their time, and calmly, peacefully. It could be that. But for sure, very strong. This person is a very strong person. Even quiet, strong, but very strong. So they're here, and this is... I'm going to take that as an extra message. I'm going to get 2 more doors, okay? But definitely somebody in your life on the other side is coming through in this reading. Not surprisingly, it's... So welcome. Oh, and they come together. Okay, so this is the total closeness. Wow. So there are 2 people from the other side. Okay. Hey guys, all of you. Okay. Emphasis on light. Emphasis, I love dark as well. So dark is good. You can't equate light and dark to good and bad. I'm sorry, you can't. That's just Masonic dualism. It's a European, well, it's not just European, but you need light and dark to make a picture. I'm a drawing instructor, and you can't equate light with good and dark with bad, because light and dark are on a spectrum, and good and bad are not on a spectrum. Okay. So what am I trying to say here? There's an emphasis on release. Yes? Release. Okay. So we'll read them and we'll see as we go where they need to fit into the story. Trust the universe. Oh, we're getting into that intuition word. Okay. Now, intuition means knowing something without knowing how you know it. But there are 2 ways we know things. Either our mind has done the work, and that can involve psychic, everything, but it also involves research, it involves critical thinking, it involves everything, right? And we just know that our mind has successfully connected some dots, eventually, in its own time, right? That's one way to know a thing. And through that, all the other ways, The mystery way, which isn't a mystery, is just being very clear and saying, no, we're being told something psychically. Somebody is communicating something to you. Intuition is a non-word, if possible. It's like, no, we can figure out how to know what we know. We just have to be honest. Are we getting it psychically? Yes. Well, who from then? And then we have to do the work of finding out. And that would be my version of trusting. Is like, okay, yes, somebody's telling me something, and I'm going to find out who. And I'm going to trust them to take me down the path, take me on the treasure hunt to find out and collect the evidence so that I know for sure it's them. And I've done this for dozens of guides in my life. Okay. And others. For all my clients. But, so, these 2 people are involved in this. They're taking credit for this, okay? This is not the first time they've contacted me about you, Aries. Timing's not yours, but the universe at play. Have faith and breathe, right? So something really big is coming together. They're that excited about it that they are showing up to talk about it. Yeah. Secret sketches. Okay. So wander and seek the familiar and friendly kind. Draw memories and sketches for others to find. Now, I can't say that every time I get this card, it means that somebody's got to get more into drawing, but maybe. Oh, I had it upside down. I had it upside down. Upside down. Somebody was upside down. So the Hanged Man energy. Walkabout. You discover your path in sacred walkabout. The trees are your people. The earth is your tribe. In indigenous lessons, you find the will to survive. Okay, so when we get to Mel over there, yes. But also, this is that earth magic. Absolutely. It doesn't get wilder, scarier than that. Because it puts your money where your mouth is. And a cure for longing. Love is happiness. A spark inside. Live deliberately and choose boldly. Then you have arrived. Yeah, and when you're not in that energy, life sucks. And how do we fall out of it? Because somebody triggers it to stop. Okay. So we'll figure out where these all belong in the story. Let's get to the tarot. Let's get to the tarot. Alright, so double trouble and no mercy for me. I'm used to a room full. I'm used to it. Okay, so obviously, yes. So 5th house, Leo, divine timing. There's also the issue of, this is a Rosicrucian lion. Aslan is a Rosicrucian, if you are familiar with Aslan at all. We do have the infinity shape of the universe. Probable shape of the universe that we're in is something very similar to this. And we would be on the inside of it. It's like a tunnel. It's hollow. And we keep looping inside of it. And that's down to, I'm getting that from the astrophysicists and the astronomers. Because I just love space, period, dot. But we also have the projection of the ideal female from so many generations of esoteric men. And so there's this problem of how real she is or she isn't. Yes, and she, as often as not, is the lion in the story, right? So there could be a level of idealization here. Yes, there could be something like that. Sexism is what there could be. But it could go either way, right? And anyway, even if we're going to be not gender specific, gender fluid. Okay, so I feel like everything is okay. The sun hits Aries April 15th. Alright, not that they really need me to shuffle. We're just sort of putting energy into the read more than anything by shuffling. Okay. Okay. So it's, I'm gonna just check them. King of Swords. Okay, I put that as an Aquarius, but it could be anybody that is outspoken, controlling, not fair, and they're out in the cold. Necessary change. Virgo energy for me. 6th house of, there could be something health related here, absolutely, that it pushed health concerns to the brink. I'm gonna wait for them to, it's just like a background note. Okay. That's less a background note and more. You know when the Hierophant hits the table? Okay, now aspecting this how? Really kind of like sort of interfering in a way here. It looks like he's putting his foot in. Okay, so 2nd house. who you are, like Aries, when we come in as Aries in first house, that's who we were. That's the state we're in when we enter the atmosphere, so to speak, right? And then there's how we hit the ground in second house. There's what we come up against as soon as we, step into the body, step into the life. Everything that was happy and positive in us that we brought with us, all the optimism, and then all of a sudden, wham, here are all the people you're related to. Here's where you live. Here's what you have and what you don't have. Here's how, all of that stuff. Now he has keys. He has keys to unlocking knowledge, right? Where are they? Yeah, they're right at the base here. I work with the Morgan Greers as often, but thank you, Pamela. I love Pamela Coleman Smith so much. She's awesome. Do you know how awesome Pamela Coleman Smith is? But anyway, she died pretty much broke, so far as I know, because she didn't get the credit for this deck in her lifetime. Anyway, further to the other points. Keys. Hidden things. Like your birth chart. Like all the things that you could solve with each other that are tied to your astrologies and not tied to behavioral psychology or behavior modification. Like all that stuff can't fix jack shit if it's astrological. There's nothing to do but optimize what's in your chart. And to embrace being stardust, to embrace being that magical and that interdimensional. And this guy knows it. We do have the apprenticeship. So there could be a level of, we could have two people that are, becoming professionals, that are, leveling up. Absolutely. And of course, signifying marriage here, but all kinds of institutional things that don't necessarily signify a great relationship or anything. It's just an arrangement. Okay, so do we want to clarify? I mean, Aries, like, major arcana. Okay. Okay. Now, strength is in the upright, and this is nearly in the upright. So we're talking... Okay, around in the deck, Aries, you, Two of Wands. Now, I just finished analyzing this for Pisces. And I'm not surprised there's probably overlap energy. Yeah. But it should be specific to your story. So I did look into the Nakshatra. This has everything to do with being goal-oriented in my shorthand version of my notes about Vedic astrology, okay? Because in their 27 nakshatras that go around the same zodiac, right? They have information about personality types. There are 4 different sections to each nakshatra. So you've got 27 times 4 different sort of personality types, okay? 24,000 years of astrology will do that. But we have very much being goal-oriented here, which is in opposition. I'm seeing it in aspect to this. So again, in astrology, if they're opposing, then now we could have indecision, we could have a decision against, but we do have something that these two need to succeed together astrologically, which is usually how they get me to read this. Sort of like a form of geomancy with cards. So it does take us back to the Ace of Wands, which you really, really want. And that takes us back to the last pada of Pisces, into this, which would be the psychic artist. I'll put links for the information, and I've got the Queen of Cups that was slapping over in the deck there. What's with all the cards slapping over in the deck? I got 3 of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, there's just, what is there, like blocked communication here? Got 5 of Cups and the High Priestess. But very little is actually clear on the table. Somebody's being triggered. Somebody's being triggered. Triggered. 8th house, Scorpio. But I'm a Scorpio rising. I've spent more time than I'd like with this card to figure out that it's somebody keeps bringing you pain. You didn't do it to yourself. It's not that you want to stay stuck on this. Somebody keeps bringing it to you, and she knows. She knows. Kali. This would be Kali for me. Okay. And again, because if we've got her there, can we just, okay, all right. This is fascinating. Look at this. What is with this? What is with this? Holy shit. We had the King of Swords in reverse. Okay, so we've got stability at the center here. See? Yeah. Aligning your head and your heart. We've got that 4. 4 of Pentacles. So we could take that 22 over there with that Queen of Pentacles as this 4 of Pentacles. Okay. This gets us into Mrigashira, female snake energy. Very maternal, very caring, very, like, sexual, yes, but wanting the emotional bond as much, which takes us... See, we've got a cusp here. Because for me, this is going straight into Gemini. Others would put it as Libra. But for me, it's Gemini. I put 3rd house as cardinal. How can I do that? Because when you find out exactly how much the other guys did to, well, in Greece, how much they did to make up their own rules about stuff that had existed before them for so long, and then claim it as their own. But anyway, if I can take apart the church, I can take apart anything. But no, not without reason. So, having said that, there's a storm that comes with this card. This is the finger of God. This takes me back to the quote in Twister. What would an F4 look like, or an F5? The finger of God. Not that I want a God that creates tornadoes, but we do have. It's like with this tower reversed. So this truth, and that would have to do with, if we go into Gemini, the nakshatras of Gemini, I think we're still in a crossover of Mrigashira energy. So, what are my shorthand notes on that? It's heavy emphasis on the partner though, but there can be longing in this. Oh, early motherhood. Early motherhood, so there could be life that just needs to be sorted out a certain way. And here we have Libra for me with this knight who is not moving right now. Maybe angry, yes, but definitely not rushing in. Like, things are not being said. Things are not being said. Just the way the deck is behaving. So what are we doing? What are we going for here? What's the situation and what can be done about it? Timing is not yours, but the universe at play.